Good Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, we made it to the first hump day of the month of June, even though I know for many people it feels like it's just Tuesday, but it is hump day. It is Wednesday, and we're going to get through this day together. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Wednesday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, keeping part of my conversation with actor Reggie Currelley. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Wednesday headlines. In national news, Biden honors forgotten victims of Tulsa race massacre. President Joe Biden led a Remembrance Tuesday of one of the nation's darkest and long-suppressed moments of racial violence, marking the 100th anniversary of the destruction of a thriving black community in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Biden helped commemorate the deaths of hundreds of black people killed by a white mob a century ago, his visit coming amid a national reckoning on racial justice. The event stood in stark contrast to then-President Donald Trump's trip a year ago, which was greeted by protest. Biden is the first president to participate in remembrances of the destruction of what was known as Black Wall Street. In 1921, on May 31st and June 1st, when a white mob, including some people hastily deputized by authorities, looted and burned the Greenwood district. The president, joined by 3 top black advisors, met privately with 3 surviving members of the Greenwood community who lived through the violence, the White House said. Viola Fletcher, Hughes Van Ellis, and Leslie Benningfield Randall are all between the ages of 101 and 107. Outside, Latasha Sanders, 33, of Tulsa, brought her 5 children and a nephew in hopes of spotting Biden. It's been 100 years, and this is the first we've heard from any U.S. president, she said. I brought my kids here today just so they could be a part of history and not just hear about it, and so they can teach generations to come. As many as 300 black Tulsans were killed, and thousands of survivors were forced for a time into internment camps overseen by the National Guard. Burned bricks and a fragment of a church basement are about all that survived today of the more than 30-block historically black district. During Tuesday's meeting, Biden conveyed his heartfelt gratitude for their bravery in sharing the stories of the trauma and violence that was wrought on them and their families. The White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, told the press. Biden also explained that we need to know our history from the original sin of slavery through the Tulsa race massacre to racial discrimination in housing in order to build common ground to repair and rebuild. In more national news, Chauvin faces hearing on federal charges in Floyd's death. The former Minneapolis police officer convicted of murder in George Floyd's death is scheduled to make his initial appearance in court to face charges alleging he violated Floyd's civil rights by pinning the man to the pavement with his knee. Chauvin, 45, was scheduled to appear in federal court video conference from Minnesota's maximum security prison in Oak Park Heights, where he's been held as he awaits sentencing following his April conviction on murder and manslaughter charges. In more national news, meat producer ransomware attack disrupts global production. A ransomware attack on the world's largest meat processing company is disrupting production around the world just weeks after a similar incident shut down a U.S. oil pipeline. JBS SA of Brazil notified the U.S. of a ransom demand from a criminal organization likely based in Russia, says the Associated Press. The White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre confirmed on Tuesday that the White House and the Department of Agriculture have been in touch with the company several times already this week. In more national news, justices reject Johnson & Johnson appeal of $2 billion talc verdict. The Supreme Court is leaving in place a $2 billion verdict in favor of women who claim they develop ovarian cancer from using Johnson & Johnson talc products. The justices did not comment Tuesday in rejecting Johnson & Johnson's appeal. The company argued that it was not treated fairly in facing one trial involving 22 cancer sufferers who came from 12 states and different backgrounds. A Missouri jury initially awarded the women $4.7 billion, but a state appeals court dropped 2 women from the suit and reduced the reward to $2 billion. Johnson & Johnson, which is based in New Brunswick, New Jersey, has stopped selling its iconic talc-based Johnson's baby powder in the U.S. and Canada, though it remains on the market elsewhere. And finally, in entertainment news, Kelly Osbourne opens up about drug and alcohol addictions. Kelly Osbourne is opening up about her battles with drug and alcohol addiction, stopping by Red Table Talk to discuss getting hooked as a teen and relapsing after the pandemic. The TV personality said she ended almost 4 years of sobriety in April 2021 as the COVID-19 pandemic was waning, triggered into drinking alcohol again after seeing a couple sipping wine. Osbourne also told the host, Jada Pinkett Smith, her daughter Willow Smith, and her mother, Adrienne Banford Norris, about the origins of her addiction. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, it's all yours.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Be of service to others. Always prepare yourself to be of service to those around you, or humanity in general. You can use your compassion and creativity to come up with original ways to help. There are many organizations that you can become a part of or have the ability to come up with your own way of contributing. By harnessing your needs and inspiring others, you can create your own organization to help. Call, text, or email friends to begin a discussion regarding how all of you can help the environment or your community. You have the power to lead the charge for change when you prepare yourself to be of service. Today, allow your compassion and creativity to lead you to be of service, and enjoy the day.
Actor Reggie Currelley is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight right here on Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Actor Reggie Currelley joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about his acting journey and success. Here's a bit of our conversation.
Teamwork is very important, but bringing your own personal best is also important. How do you feel like that's helped you, Reggie, in your career to just bring your best to everything that you do?
I agree wholeheartedly. I think for me, bringing my best, if I don't bring my best, I won't put out the best product and I'll be cheating the world of the gift that God gives me. So what I do is I know that if I put my best foot forward, everything else is going to fall into place. And, you know, when you do the work, before you actually get the job becomes easier. So that's the work. That's what I do. I try to put in as much work as possible before I even get to set or get to wherever I'm doing. You put in the work, and then it's gotten me to the point of, you know, being able to produce my own projects, you know, book, you know, big national spots like the Super Bowl or my State Farm She Shed commercial, and that's the work, you know. So it's got me pretty far. Bought me a house, so it's good.
Well, Reggie, I thought about that when I was prepping for this. Have you gotten used to the, hey, you were that guy? Have you gotten used to that?
You know, it's still fun, and it's still amazing. You walk into a supermarket, they go, hey, are you Victor from the She Shed commercial? Yes, that's me. And it's still weird. I mean, it's weird to get used to, but it's fun because people tell me I make their day because it's funny or what have you. So I'll keep going for the rest of my life if that's the case. So I love it.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. Be back with you guys on tomorrow with more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make it a great one.